Do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it? From Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida, welcome to Guts, the action sports show that's gonna make you sweat. And now today's fearless players wearing the bang-up blue from Maitland Middle School. It's Brian, the Basher Blankenship. The Rocket Red from Dr. Phillips High School. Chrissy Neon Leon. And in the polarized purple from Conway Middle School, Scott Sure Shot Hayes. Hello everyone, I'm Mike O'Malley. Welcome to the Extreme Arena, home of Nickelodeon Guts, the action sports show where kids live out their greatest sports fantasies. Today our players will be competing in 4 spectacular events, and after that they'll get a chance at tackling our radical rock, the Aggro Crag, where almost anything can happen. The player with the most points at the end of all of our events is the winner, and he or she will be able to take home a glowing piece of our awesome rock. Now remember, all of our events here on Guts are specifically designed with our players' safety in mind. They will be wearing safety equipment. We'll have a professional stunt director and stunt spotters with them at all times, so please do not try this at home. Now the basketball game's ready to start, and you're squaring off for a jump ball with Patrick Ewing. Yeah, Patrick Ewing. Your teammates are counting on the tip. Can you do it? Well, on Guts, we'll increase your odds with an elastic cord jump ball, a new elastic sports event on Guts. Let's go to our referee, Maura Quirk, for the rules. Mo!
Hey there, Mike. At the sound of my whistle, all 3 players will jump off the aerial bridge towards the center post. Players will have 7 chances to tip the jump ball into their scoring zone. The player with the most jump balls in their zone wins. Players, are you ready? Then on your mark, get set.
All right, going up with Elastic Sports Fantasy style. Looks like purple with the score on that one as they get back up on the aerial bridge. 6 more to go.
On your mark, get set.
All right, because they're going up for a tip-off, and looks like blue with the score on that one. Brian the Basher showing his bashing ability as they put another ball in place for jump ball number 3.
On your mark, get set.
All right, imagine going up the opening of a game, and the red with the score on that one. That's Chrissy Neon Leon lighting up that jump, and she's excited after getting that one. That's our red player.
On your mark, get set.
All right, who's going to score on this one, folks? Looks like red with another. Chrissy Neon Leon. She can hardly contain herself up there on the aerial bridge.
On your mark, get set.
All right, who's going to jump high on this one? Red with another, folks. Talk about tipping it. She's more than tipping. She's smacking it right into that red section, making her mark up here and jump ball.
On your mark, get set.
All right, will our other players be able to stop it? It looks like blue with that one. Great jump ball event right here. Blue with 2, looks like red with 3. Another jump ball ready to go.
On your mark, get set.
All right, who's going to get this one? Oh, it looks like red. Talk about smacking the ball everywhere. So let's go to Mo and find out the results. Mo.
Our winner today for this event, Chrissy in red with 4 balls. In second place, Brian in blue with 2. In third place, Scott in purple with 1.
Fantastic. Talk about lighting it up tonight. Doing a great job on our last event, jump ball. That was Chrissy taking home 4. I'll tell you, you've got me all excited this morning with that last event. Great job, Chrissy. Now let me ask you something. Well, you don't get a chance to practice these elastic sports events, obviously, in your backyard. What's it like coming here and competing in this event?
Oh, it's 10 times as great as it looks. It's really thrilling, and it gets your adrenaline pumping. It's great.
All right, so let's go and see where we all stand on our leaderboard. Mo.
Mike, first place in our events is worth 300 points. That goes to Chrissy in red. In second place with 200 points, Brian in blue. In third place with 100 points, Scott in purple.
Yeah! Right now it is time for an event we call Spill Your Guts.
Brian the Basher Blankenship is a 13-year-old baseball all-star. And Brian isn't bashing the baseball into the outfield, he's drawing. For the Basher, guts equals going nuts.
And our next event is intimidating It is a post-nuclear race that really gets in your face, folks. It is called Mad Max, a frantic dash through a cataclysmic world with a lot of surprises for our players. Our players will try to make their way through the junkyard, and then after that make the first turn into the speed bumps, and then make it into Pothole Pass, and then their final turn right through the dead-end crash finish. Let's go to Mo for the rules.
Well, Mike, at the sound of my whistle, each player will race around the track. Players must go through or over every obstacle, and time penalties will be added for any violations. Best time wins. On your mark, get set.
All right, so Brian, our blue player, is up first, and as he tries to gain some speed going into our first turn, he makes it around the second turn, just avoiding that broken barricade as he makes it over the speed bumps. Bumping around into the third turn, and you can hardly see him as he makes his way through Pothole Pass, coming in for a crash finish through the dead end, and look at him come across the finish line right there, folks. What a finish for Brian, our basher. Let's go to Mo for the results.
Brian clocked in at 23.3. That includes a 2-second penalty for going off the track at the very end of the race.
All right, so Brian with an excellent performance. He will watch Chrissy, who is going into this event in first place with 300 points. And she'll see what work she can do as she makes it around. Speed and balance, extremely important. And it takes our players an incredible amount of poise and energy, combining both of those while they try to make it around that track in the fastest time possible. Of course, our track is more than just a track. It's a track with many obstacles. And we'll see what Chrissy can do as she gets strapped in. The thumbs up, she's ready to go. Mo?
Just one moment, Mike. Now we're ready. On your mark, get set.
All right, and Chrissy hearing the whistle but having some trouble starting as she tries to get her feet. This is not a normal everyday vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, as she tries to make the turnaround. Doesn't hit anything on the barricade as she makes it over the speed bump. She's at 17 seconds right now. Going into turn number 3, the time to beat 23.3. She makes it through Pothole Pass and coming in for a crash finish. She's hustling through the dead end and arms in the air. So her hesitation at the beginning of that event possibly hurting her on her final time. Let's go to Mo and find out what her final time was.
Chrissy finished in 27.5 seconds, Mike.
All right, so 27.5 seconds for Chrissy, which currently puts her in second place. 300 points, as I said, her going into this event. She needs a good finish for this event. Talk about a guy who needs a good finish. This is the guy who can work his magic right here. He went into this event in third place with 100 points. He's got the perfect ability to get in that bike and strap himself in and motor his way around that track as fast as he can. We'll see if Scott can hold on and come straight across that finish line and see if he can get first place time in this one. Let's go to Mo.
On your mark, get set.
All right, and so Scott beginning, no problem getting his started as he makes the turn through the junkyard, avoiding the tires. Let's see if he can avoid that barricade. Yes, avoids the broken barricade and making it through the speed bumps, holding on and gaining speed as he comes through Pothole Pass. The time to beat 23.3. As I said, he could use a first place finish, and he may have it, folks, coming across the finish line, straight on. Let's go to Mo and find out Scott's official time.
Scott's official time was 24.3, including a 2-second penalty. So that puts Brian in first place, Scott in second place, Chrissy in third place.
And so Scott with a costly 2-second penalty as he goes through the speed bumps right here and makes it through the third turn. His steering a little bit off as he goes off the track right there and comes crashing through the finish. That 2-second penalty, it hurt him. And Scott, that vehicle doesn't look like a normal everyday vehicle. Was it difficult to maneuver yourself in that?
Yeah, it is kind of difficult because you got to turn yourself, and if you turn too much, you'll go into the wall or something. So it was kind of hard.
All right, let's see where our players stand now on our leaderboard. Mo.
Brian in blue is in the lead right now with 500 points. In second place, Chrissy in red with 400 points. In third place, Scott in purple with 300 points.
Only 200 points between our first place player and our third place player. You come back, Wave Runner. Race is closed. Welcome back to Guts, the action sports show that asks, do you have it? Yes! The Extreme Arena getting ready for our next event, but right now it's time for Spill Your Guts.
Chrissy Neon Leon is a 14-year-old ice skater. When Neon isn't lighting up the ice with her fancy move, she's flying through the air on a trapeze. For Chrissy, guts equals spunk.
Well, our next event is wild and it's wet. It's Wave Runner. The Ocean Chase kayak race. Our players are going to get into a raft, and they've also got these oars. They're going to get a little wet. Let's go to Mo for the rules.
Well, Mike, each of our players will paddle their kayak across the pool, making sure to go around the 2 gates. They must high-five the spotter at the end of the pool to end the race. Best time wins. On your mark, get set.
All right, so they're in the raft, and they got that oar, but the waves are pounding all over our Guts pool. The wave ball competing against our players as Brian tries to make it around the second pylon, moving his oar from left to right, steering himself and directing himself towards the spotter. He's all over the place, but coming in for the stretch and falling out of the pool. What a finish right there for Brian. Let's go to Mo and find out what Brian's official time was. Mo.
Brian finished with a time of 24.7 seconds.
All right, so 24.7 seconds as Brian sets the pace in Wave Runner. Looks like Chrissy is set and ready.
On your mark, get set.
All right, so Chrissy, she took first place in our first event, third place in our second. Let's see what she can do in Wave Runner. And initially having some trouble around that first pylon, but you can see good oar movement as from left to right she steers herself towards that second pylon. Needs to make it around, the time to be 24.7. She needs to hustle if she's gonna get in there. And the waves all over our pool, tossing our players as she comes in for the stretch. And let's go to Mo and find out what Chrissy's official time was, Mo.
Chrissy finished with a time of 28.7 seconds.
So Chrissy went into that event with 400 points in second place. Now, good time finish with her, and Scott is set and ready to go.
On your mark, get set.
All right, and so Scott, our purple player, getting into the raft next, and we'll see what he can do as he tries to maneuver himself around that first pylon and try to keep himself afloat as those waves pound our Guts pool and against the side of his raft, trying to make it around the second pylon, but you can see the waves tossing and turning him, his small craft, his small raft all over that pool. Tries to make it around that second pylon, trying to use his strength to motion himself past that pylon. And you can see the wave ball in the corner acting up, creating those waves that are so hard to fight against, as Scott making it around that second pylon, coming in for the final stretch and getting caught in that corner right there, trying to maneuver himself out of that corner and come in and touch the spotter as he's coming in with the touch right here. Needs to come in. All right, there. And Scott with the touch. Let's go to Mo and find out what his time was.
Scott finished with a time of 56.3 seconds. That puts Brian in first place, Chrissy in second place, Scott in third place.
Okay, so Brian with another first place finish in that event. Excellent. He went into that event with 500 points. Let's see where they stand now. Mo.
Right now, Brian is in the lead with 800 points. In second place, Chrissy in red with 600 points. In third place, Scott in purple with 400 points.
All right, and once again, it is time for Spill Your Guts.
Scott Shawshort Hayes is a 13-year-old physical fitness fanatic. When Scott isn't working out, he's working on keeping a straight A report card. For Shawshort, guts equals getting pumped.
Getting pumped is what Scott will need in this event. Let's see if he lives up to his nickname, Sure Shot, because you can think about facing the entire defense of a championship lacrosse team. Yeah, you got to score because this is attack. What are you going to do? You're going to put an elastic cord in your back and see if you can leap over them. Let's go to Mo for the rules. Mo.
Mike, at the sound of my whistle, all three players will have 60 seconds to score as many goals as possible. Players must bounce on the ground before they shoot, and the player with the most goals wins. Players, on your mark, get set.
All right, so we see what our players can do in this Elastic Sports event. A fantasy coming alive as all three of our players score one on their first shot. Imagine being able to completely leap over the entire defense of a championship lacrosse team, leaving the goal wide open for you to score. 44 seconds left as you see Chrissy with nice form getting back up on the bridge. That's Scott Sure Shot Hayes in the purple, and then Chrissy in red, and Brian in blue, all scoring. Sure Shot Hayes in purple, scoring again. Chrissy scoring again in red. All of our players. It's a close game right now. 4 to 4 to 4. Oh, that's Sure Shot Hayes. And then that's blue, and Brian in blue getting back up there to score another. Looks like purple's in the lead with 5, tied with blue with 5. Red just scored another. Red has 5. Purple with 6. It's a close game, folks. Time running out. Red scoring another. 5 seconds. Who's going to score on the last shot? As blue scores and red scores as time runs out. Oh, folks, what a competition right there. All of our players talk about close competition. Let's go to Mo. Mo.
Very close, Mike. Chrissy in red came in first with 7 goals and tied in second place with 6 goals each. Brian in blue and Scott in purple.
Oh, fantastic. Take a look right here. Sure Shot Hayes going up for a shot and putting it right in the net. Excellent performance on that, and scoring and tying for second place in that last event. An excellent job. What did you think of that last event?
Oh, it's great.
Now, was it hard to aim while you were you getting back up on the aerial bridge? And
Yeah, you had to make sure you have the ball in your pocket. It's kind of hard, so.
okay, so let's go to Mo and check out where we stand on the leaderboard. Mo.
Brian in blue is in the lead with 1,000 points. In second place with 900 points, Chrissy in red. In third place with 600 points, Scott in purple.
All right! Now, it's time for the Crag! You stick around because we're going! The biggest one coming up! Chrissy took first place on that last event. What'll happen at the top of the Crag? Stick around! All right, folks, welcome back to Guts, where we are about to experience the ultimate thrill of victory. The Agro Crag event coming up. That big mountain right there behind me. Our player's about to climb, but first, let's go to Mo.
After 4 events, Brian in blue is in the lead with 1,000 points. With 900 points in second place, Chrissy in red, and in third place with 600 points, Scott in purple.
So that is a look at where they stand. Now let's take a look at how they got there. And it all started off with a magnificent performance by Chrissy in jump ball, knocking all those balls into her place right there in the red section. And then coming back, Brian, first place in our Mad Max event, madly making his way by and crashing through our dead end finish. Take first place in that. And then coming back in Wave Runner was Brian again, making it by that pylon. Making it around, making it across, having some trouble in the water, making it past in that corner. Watch his paddle. Look at that awesome oar movement there and stretching, falling in the water on that. And then we go to attack, where Brian just missing with that shot right there. Put him in a tie with Scott as he makes that shot right there on attack. And Chrissy took first place in that event. Our players have been competing all day long. Strong competition by all of our players, and right now they are getting ready for our ultimate challenge, the Agro Crag event. That mountain right there behind me, and our players can encounter many obstacles en route to the top of that peak. Beginning at our 6-foot rock ledge starting line, Boulder Canyon, our players can trigger obstacles like water blasts, avalanches, snowstorms, loose ledges, rolling rocks, all while they try to climb to the top. And of course, the sound and fury of a living mountain is enough to get them psyched up to climb. Let's go to Mo for the rules, Mo.
Players will start at the sound of my whistle. Each player has an identical side of the mountain to climb and may not cross into another player's path. Now, during their climb, our players must light up each of 8 targets located on their side of the crag. The first player to activate all of the targets, including the final one at the peak of the mountain, will receive first place points. Mike.
All right, and so as our players get ready to climb their identical portions of that magical labyrinth known as the Agro Crag, let me remind you, the points have skyrocketed here in this final event. Third place being worth 375 points, second place 550 points, first place 725 points. The points are out of control in this final event. Who will get to the top of that Agro Crag first? We're about to find out. Mo, let's start this thing.
Players, on your mark, get set.
and they are off. As you see, Scott in purple making it up Boulder Canyon en route to his first actuator. There's Chrissy hitting her first actuator and slipping. And there's Brian hitting his second actuator. He makes a turn and gets blasted in the snow. That's Brian in purple. That's Scott. That's Chrissy in red trying to see through the smoke. Brian in blue trying to make it past the rocks. Looks like Chrissy and Brian. Road, folks, all our players are real close. Red and purple. Red's in the lead, folks. Red all the way at the top. Red is first. That's Chrissy. And it looks like purple in second with blue trying to make his way back up. That's Brian, who is our leader going into this event with 1,000 points, making up to the top of the crag. In third. Let's go to Mo for the official results.
In first place on the aggro crag, Chrissy in red. In second place, Scott in purple. In third place, Brian in blue.
Well, I'll tell you, folks, take a look at Boulder Canyon right here as Brian gets way out in front at this portion of the event, going in and hitting his first two actuators, slipping right there in the snow. And right here, as the rocks come tumbling down on Chrissy, first in red, and then on Scott in purple. At the top of the crag, the rocks were then falling on Brian, but Chrissy, who showed her jumping ability, gets to the top of that crag first, taking first place points worth 725 points. She showed you in jump ball how high she could jump, and she showed you how fast she could get to the top of that crag. She won that event. Let's go to Mo and check out our final leaderboard standings. Mo.
The aggro crag deciding it all today. In third place today, Scott in purple with 1,150 points. In second place with 1,375 points, Brian in blue. Our winner today, Chrissy in red, 1,625 points.
So Scott getting the bronze medal in purple, showing the type of competitor he is here today. The silver going to Brian, and the gold medal going to Chrissy. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman getting to the top of the crag first. Give her a piece of that glowing rock to hold high and show everyone what winning here at Guts is all about. I'm gonna go in here and get a little reaction from our winner. What do you think about that, Chrissy? What do you think about winning?
Great, I love it. It's terrific.
No ifs, ands, or buts. These kids got guts. Do you have it?
All Guts players compete in Reebok athletic shoes, who reminds you that on Planet Reebok there are no rules.
Recorded in front of a live audience in Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida.